Hello, friends. I'm back again, and indeed, the focus is on the next Test match that's going to be played in Brisbane. And there's a lot of talk going around the match, what India should do, the team combination, Rohit Sharma, Bumrah, the Australians. A lot of things are being discussed. I'd like to focus on what should be the strategy for the Indians from here on. Now that we have seen what works, what doesn't work, and what are the adaptations that we need to make, both in terms of bowling and batting, and what should be done after if we win the toss. Now, losing the toss can be a bonus because inadvertently things might work in your favor. So Rohit had the chance with the toss in the second test. Bumrah had the chance with the toss in the first test. It looked a bad decision when the team folded for 150 at Perth, but things started working for India after that. Now, to come back to the present match at Brisbane, the best combination opening should be KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal. That opening combination should not be disturbed. As should not be disturbed is the bowling opening combination, Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj. I've already said this that the changes that we require to make is Akashdeep coming back in place of Harshit Rana. Harshit Rana should have bowled fuller and got the advantage of the pace that he has, but I think he got carried away and lost focus a little bit in both the innings or in the first innings of the Australians. Akashdeep is a skiddy kind of a bowler. Noticeable how he bowls like Shami, doesn't have a high jump leap at the crease, and hence is more skiddy um, and has very good pace, but he bowls fuller, and that's something that we require against these Australians, against Steve Smith, against Manas Labuschagne, against the openers, particularly. I thought he would have troubled McSweeney a lot with that in swinging balls that he's so good at, like Mohammad Shami. Akashdeep is definitely a better bet for this test match. If you want Harshit Rana, then go with an all pace attack and get back um, Washington Sundar. But whom will you drop? You will drop Ashwin and get in Washington Sundar. Now, who do you drop for getting in the fourth bowler? So that becomes a tricky kind of a thing. We are also seeing that the batting has, except one innings, has come unstuck. So, what should be the strategy? Rohit Sharma should, Jaiswal should, Rahul should not. Rahul will not. He's perfectly okay with the approach that he has, that half cock defense, forward defense that he's playing. It's working for him, so he should not be. And that shot, I think, did a lot of damage. That impulsive pull, hook, whatever, to a ball that suddenly got big on him, KL Rahul. That is that was surprising choice of stroke by KL Rahul. So, what should be the strategy against Stark? And see, this strategy is not going to work against Cummins because Cummins is more the he doesn't bowl the fuller length as often as Stark and Hazelwood do. Now, Jaiswal should um, even against Stark should jump out of the crease, leave the crease, and try to unsettle. If you allow these bowlers to get onto a line and length and settle in, then it's going to be very difficult for the batters. Now, Rohit Sharma, the way out of trouble for him. Look at what he did in the One Day World Cup and the T20 World Cup. This definitely is not a T20 or a One Day, But the same strategy, which got him the kind of runs at the pace at which he scored, it is worth because he's anyway not getting runs. And Rohit Sharma is not the Rohit Sharma of old. Uh, when in England he left a lot of balls and then outdid even Cheteshwar Pujara in that series. This is not that Rohit Sharma, and this happens when you play all the three formats and are a regular in all the three formats. So I think that leaving the ball alone has is a skill that was lost by Rohit Sharma. So I think he should trust what is working for him. Leave the crease. Now leaving the crease not very often, but often enough to ensure that Stark and Hazelwood don't find their length. And if you damage their length, then their line also could suffer. So, who are the people who should be doing it, who should not be doing it? We have seen Shubman Gill do this, leave the crease and leave the crease straight, not the alternating kind of. So you go straight as you jump out of the crease rather than going across as you jump across the crease. Doing that against Stark is possible. Um, Doing it judiciously, but definitely at the beginning of his spell. Shubman Gill has done it. Rohit Sharma can do it, and we don't have to tell Rishabh Pant what to do. He does it anyway. So I think it is a ploy that will unsettle the Aussie bowlers. You can't do that to Cummins because he bowls that three quarters of a length and gets bounce. So it's not a clever ploy to do it. It definitely is worth doing it and important to do it against Mitchell Stark and Josh Hazelwood. Now that we know that if he's not injured and he's fit, he'll come back in place of Bolland. Very unlucky of Bolland to miss out. After that kind of a performance. He's always been the bridesmaid of the Aussie bowling setup, kind of. So that should work. I think it is only a matter of a couple of good innings and the Indian engine will begin to rev once again. Now, where do those innings come from? The kind of pitch, also that the pink ball thing is not easy to adapt to. You just can't play 2 weeks of or 10 days of practice and then get into a pink ball match. Not against the Aussies, who are invincible in the pink ball setup. So it is important for the Indians now that the red ball is back. I think the Indians will get back to perhaps not their best, but to be good enough to create trouble for the Aussies. And this Aussie lineup, even in Adelaide, except Travis Head, who was very lucky, nothing much really came out of the rest of the setup. Labuschagne was dropped and still did not score much more than a 50. And McSweeney fought it out, but he looks to be a bowler, a batter who is just a couple of overs away from losing his wicket. McSweeney does not yet look completely convincing. Labuschagne is still not out of the woods, we can say. Stephen Smith continues to be in the woods, so it's important for the um, the Indians to realize that the Aussie collapse, the famed Aussie collapse of late against the Indians particularly, is just a couple of wickets or 2, 3 wickets away, and it's likely to happen in Brisbane. I think if the Indians win the toss at Brisbane, it is worth risking bowling first because that will give the batting a bit of time to know the pitch and then gauge the pitch, and that will give us a chance to use the early juice in the pitch and try to get a few quick wickets. And once you get those 2, 3 wickets, the Aussies uh, are headed for trouble. Head is not going to succeed every single innings with the kind of approach that he applies. He's a lot like Rishabh Pant, but Rishabh Pant is much more technically sound, and both have similar weaknesses against the short ball. But Rishabh Pant is definitely a lot more competent against the short ball than is Travis Head. Uh, some of the experts are absolutely right. Why did the Indians, and Gavaskar was spot on this, why did the Indians not attack Travis Head with the short pitch stuff? I think that's due, that should happen. And yes, so what should the bowlers do? The bowlers should bowl fuller. Bumrah, you don't have to tell him anything. Siraj should bowl. Whenever he bowled full, he looked more potent, Mohammad Siraj, and he should keep his temper in check. He's losing focus. He should focus on his bowling rather than the batters and getting into slanging matches with anyone. It has not helped his cause ever. It is not going to help anyone's cause. Akashdeep should come back into the side. And I think this time Harshit Rana will miss out more because Akashdeep has this tendency to take early wickets in his first spell. So that's a very important thing that we need against the Aussies. The bowlers should bowl fuller, and there should be more variation in pace and length of the balls against the Aussies. Um, you can get Smith like that. You can actually get Labuschagne like that, and you can definitely get Head with variations in pace and length of the ball. And Travis Head should be attacked more from round the wicket than from over the wicket. Uh, I actually feel the absence of a left arm quick in this place. I do not know why Arshdeep Singh is not yet in the side. There was talk during the World Cup or just after the World Cup that we won that Arshdeep is being looked at seriously, for our requirements in Australia, and it is high time that he is in the Indian team. He is a wicket taker, and that is gold dust in test matches more compared to one dayers and T20s. So Arshdeep should have been in the side by now. I do not know why that thinking is not yet happening. And so, just to summarize, the way to attack the Aussies, the way to unsettle the Aussies is jump out of the crease. Jaiswal can and should do it a bit often in the first few overs just to ensure that Stark doesn't find his length or is not able to bowl consistently. Not to try that against Cummins, but against Stark, against Hazelwood, because his pace is lesser than Cummins and Stark. You can definitely try that. Given that the Brisbane pitch is one that efforts bounce, so the chances of you getting out, getting LBW uh, thin down when you leave the crease and go out of the crease to attack the bowlers. There is a risk in it, but it is worth taking that kind of a risk. If India wins this test match, then you can expect the Aussies to panic. And so that's the strategy for the batting. The bowlers should use variations in length and line and be patient. They must bowl fuller. Bumrah will bowl fuller. He'll bowl the exact length that is required on any given pitch to get wickets. The others must learn from him. But the Indians, I see them regrouping very quickly and then making it in the series. I stick to my prediction 3-2 at the end of the series in favor of the Indians. So, um, just to finish off, um, there's one beautiful example that I'd like to give, as I've always given. Um, I was reading the book on West Indian cricket, and then it was mentioned in that book that there is a West Indian bowler who bowled and took the catch at Silly Point. Now that it shows how full of intent and extra zip that the West Indians always had in their cricket, except the current West Indian Test team. So the batter asked the bowler, it seems, "Where the hell did you come from?" And that sums up how the West Indies played their cricket, and the fact that West Hall bowled a bouncer that landed one drop near the side screen and went past the fence. Now that shows the pace and the carry that the great man had. West Hall was involved, actually caused the tied test uh, very very long back. So that's it for now, and we'll catch up again on the eve of the test match that starts day after tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Look forward to your patronage. your support, likes, subscribe if you think what I'm saying makes for a lot of sense. Thank you once again.